the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. The fans are filling the seats out in Boston, the site of our broadcast, and where the Celtics will be going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, coming into tonight, a couple of goals they have. Stay aggressive on both ends, but also play with efficiency. It's a delicate balance, but they know it's the key to playing their best ball. And tonight, two offenses that like to score in the post. Shaq, defensively, how do you counteract that?
Two types of denying. Deny the position and deny the entry pass.
Yes, yes.
Sounds like you're in a state of denial.
I deny everything you just said.
Is it just me? I thought that was funny.
But you know what the other thing you could do, Shaq? If you pressure the passer, what it does is then it allows the defender to have more time to get around on the defensive and provide.
You're lucky I didn't guard you in your career.
Oh, I would have went right by you.
You're lucky.
I would have hoped you pressured me.
Let's go to Kevin Harlan. It's time for the tip.
The John Hancock Tower rising above the bustling city of Boston and its tree-lined streets. It's a road game for the Thunder, and they're facing an interconference matchup in today's game. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Brad Stevens is one of the youngest coaches in the league. At the same time, he's one of the longest tenured coaches in Celtics history. Kyrie Irving said he brings the ultimate unwavering confidence. Chill but assertive. He demands excellence out of you. You want to play for him. Kevin?
All right, David. Some incredible athletes in this one. Brent, defensively, what does it take to stay in front of somebody who's got that kind of explosive ability?
For me, a small prayer. For other guys, it's knowing time, space, distance to make sure that you can collect anybody's first move. As you know, Kevin, you can't be thinking out there. If you're caught thinking, especially defensively, you get to read the back of the jersey of the guy you're guarding quite often. Can't happen here tonight.
And it can take your mind off of the other things you've got to do.
Well, yeah, that, and then you're always using one key phrase, which coaches talk about in practice.
Yeah.
Help.
Oh, yeah.
I need help.
Help. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. And it's George in at the small forward position. Here's Robertson, just 4 to shoot. And it's good for 2. George has got the first points up on the board here for Oklahoma City. And he was one of many big names in free agency this past summer. Paul George, a huge part of that. But, you know, Greg, he didn't take long to make his decision.
Many expected George to maybe jump to the Lakers. Had been saying it was his dream to play in L.A. for over a year. But credit Westbrook and the Thunder. They won him over. He was one of the first signings in free agency to re-up with OKC.
Here's Irving, following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Morris against George. No good.
The defense was solid there, smothering him close inside, and that's how you want to guard him.
Here's Westbrook, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And Westbrook really did take his time, but in the end signed that $205 million contract for 5 years to stay in OKC, to make it his home. That's the largest contract in NBA history at the time it was signed, and I'd have to say money well spent for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
The first one falls.
Well, a familiar sight. Westbrook gets his way back to the free throw line. I mean, the way he attacks his opponent, they're going to be forced to foul him time and time again.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for Boston. Marcus Smart comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Schroeder's checked in. Second free throw, no good. Boston off to a slow start. It's a 5-point game. No good from Irving.
Just like to see the defensive effort get better for their ball club. They can't expect guys to miss the mid-range Jays every time.
Puts it up from 12. Nice jump shot. Good.
And doing their best to maximize possessions, just staying focused with this lead.
Well, it isn't much, but they've been able to capture some of the momentum of this game and increase their advantage.
Now, here is Irving. Left side, Smart. Will it go? No good on the shot. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Thunder leading by 7. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Russell Westbrook has surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Thunder, guys.
So far, they've been active, scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
Well, when you come out in the first quarter with that kind of offense, obviously the game plan is in full effect. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
We've got Terry Rozier. Also, Smart out there. Aaron Baines out there with Hayward. And it's Tice in at the power forward position. That's the Boston 5. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Kevin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And George kicks to Ferguson. Tipped away. From the stripe. And again, it's Oklahoma City. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Rozier, the pass to Baines. Back to Rozier. Smart on the wing. And it's Boston with another.
Yeah, not a good idea to leave him alone. He'll make you pay for that mid-range.
From deep. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Thunder lead by 4. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. Oklahoma City has the edge here at halftime. They hold a 4-point lead. Kenny, what did you see from them?
I was super impressed with their shot selection. I think that was part of the strategy coming in. They wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
Well, they're not matching up well defensively, giving up a lot of open looks, a lot of easy points. They're allowing a crazy high shooting percentage, 60% and up. Time to step it up quick.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back to Boston, the buildings of the financial district visible in all their glory. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. When it comes to veteran players, Brent, on a team, what characteristics make for a good leader for a bunch of young guys under him?
We talk a lot about veteran guys on teams, Kevin, and I think one of the most important aspects to think about is that those veterans have a lot more impact if they're still part of playing minutes for a coaching staff. At some point, 4 or 5 months into a season, an older player is telling you how to do something and only get a chance to see it during practice or him pointing it out on film when you're playing, doesn't have as much of an impact.
Doesn't resonate
right.
as much.
When a guy gets 15 minutes a night and you get to see him do those things as a young player from the bench and say, wow, everything he told me on my list, he's checked all those boxes. So having a vet that plays, much more impactful.
Good point. So for Oklahoma City right now, the forwards, George and Grant. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. And it's Adams in at the 5 spot. Now here's Westbrook. Grant outside. 6 to shoot. A 3 ball.
Kyrie more and more wants to take pride on the defensive end, so encouraging to see him out there with a hand up on that one.
Horford, no luck.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Now here's Westbrook. Left side, George. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. George has got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Thunder. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And here's Brown outside. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And that's just tremendous confidence from Brown. Going up with the shot right away and giving the D no time to react.
Now here's Grant. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Yeah, easy call.
The Thunder shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Jeremy Grant just has such a great combination of athleticism and explosiveness. It's up to him to find familiar spots on the floor and do a good job of playing off his teammates to make an impact on every game that he plays.
Celtics making a switch here. Hayward's checked in. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for the Thunder. And so he makes both from the line. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. Trailing by 5. With 1 on the clock, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Kyrie Irving has a sweet looking stroke right there. Fantastic at getting his feet underneath him that time.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Oklahoma City out in front, up 3. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Oklahoma City leading by 3. Filling out the wings, it's Brown and Hayward. Down low, it's Morris and Horford. And it's Irving in at the 1 spot. That's the Boston 5.
Russell loves the challenge there, and he's in the heart of the defense, and he rips it out of him there.
Here's Irving. Following the basket by Russell Westbrook. The shot's good from Irving.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
Well, it's nice that he holds some things in reserve because he knows his time to explode, and then the soft lane.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
What's up?
Free throw no good for Westbrook. Now the pass to Felton. Outside Westbrook. Puts up a three. Another miss by Westbrook. Celtics trail by 5. Irving kicks to Brown. Off target from three-point range. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Good on the triple.
Yeah, this is great when Westbrook starts to dictate the tempo of the game. This time he's doing it with the pass, setting up a teammate.
Irving with the bounce pass. Brown outside. Feeds it to Morris. 5 to shoot. The jump hook. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
And I like the different looks that Morris can give you. Inside, outside, and in transition.
Here's Westbrook. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Morris.
And at a certain point, there's just nothing more you can do.
Well, they're nearing that point right now. Everything would have to go perfectly just to give them a shot.
It's good. What a beautiful shot to bring them to within 3.
Super shot from Horford there. His team counts on him to provide that for them. He's always ready for it.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
Hayward against Felton. Pass to Westbrook. Over Irving. Westbrook, no good. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're down by 3. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Russell Westbrook.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it. They have a chance to tie it up.
That next shot has to come from behind the arc. Only a 3 is going to save him.
So a close game sees Oklahoma City taking this one. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. How does a win like this keep you guys going forward?
It gives us confidence. It's always good to get a win, but it definitely gives us confidence and keep us wanting to work even harder because this one almost slipped away from us.
Yeah, great effort tonight by the team and by you, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.